pulled my hair back. So hopefully I keep my hands out of my hair. I just washed it and it always feels like, I don't know, it feels different when it's, I like it when it's clean because your hands just go straight through it. But it also is so clean, it just like keeps falling into your face. When it's dirty, it stays back better, but then it's hard to get your fingers through it. I would like it to be a little dirty, but anyways, so I just got a confirmation and I had to come on and talk about it. This just blew my mind. And I sent it to my mom immediately. And she doesn't listen to my stuff. She doesn't know what I talk about. Nobody knows my family. I don't tell neighbors or anything. It's like, it's way too divided. I have enough problems out here where I'm at without divulging what I talk about. But so nobody knows really, it's espionage. And, but my guides are always telling me stuff in my head and then I talk about it. But it's not like they give me a maybe. That's what I'm saying. When you connect with your higher self, there's no maybe. It's like in every cell of my being that what I'm saying, I know is true, even if I haven't seen evidence of it. And then they always give me confirmation. And I think they're trying to like train me to understand the connection or something. I don't really know for sure. But it feels like it's something like that. My mom's still messaging me because I sent it to her and she's just like, oh my God. So, I mean, if you've done some research, which I know a lot of people haven't, most people just directly went into fear when they knew how to target people. There's no pointing fingers. They knew how to target people and, they put that on me as being, a crazy racist. Nobody's going to listen to me. So they know how to target certain individuals. So I'll start playing with it still. So anyways, the thing I just went and saw. So if you've done research, if you have looked into stuff, I know there are some people who have, and about like the Georgia Guidestones, I think it's like I don't know all the numbers and stuff, but like the 2050 paper, like the stuff has been written by the government for a long time. Like back when Kissinger was writing about it, Obama wrote a bunch of stuff, but they've got this stuff written in with their plan. So this thing, it said at the top, it said NASA war document. So I don't know if you looked up NASA war document, if you could find the literature on this, but the woman who was speaking, she had someone speaking to her. She had a microphone and she was like speaking at a conference or something. And so this interviewer was trying to talk to her and she had the paperwork. And so I'm not sure if it is the 2030 paperwork or what it is, but in the paperwork, they go through and say all of this stuff that they're going to do to us. And it, weirdly enough, right before I saw this, I just went out and I got my trash cans and I brought them back up. I was thinking, everything has got this green powder on it. Okay, they had the rain going, and then they put the sun out, to dry up all the rain, and then come out again and breathe in all of the chemicals. And so I was like, oh, this green powder, I used to think this was pollen, but I don't even have stuff that I would think be pollinating like that. Like pine, I've got mostly pine needles, and I don't think they pollinate like that. I don't know, I'm not an expert, but I mean, it's weird when all of a sudden everything is covered with green. When I lived over by fields and flowers and stuff like that, and wind would come in and all the green powder would go everywhere and everybody would be like, oh, it's the pollen, everything's pollinating, and I used to be, oh, okay, it's the pollen. And, but now I'm looking at it like, is it really? So I had just went in and did a TikTok about that. And then, since I was on there, I thought I'll go on the main page, and see what other people are talking about, see what's going on. And, somebody had just posted, well, I don't know when they posted it, but I just saw it today. And so the woman has the papers, and I'm not sure, but she's saying all of the things that the government is saying that they're going to do. And it's some sort of NASA paper or something that we are the enemy. The human beings are the enemy. And what they're going to do to conquer the enemy or something, and what they're talking about. Like, it's the war on the people, which we know. I mean, we can see that. It's just, it's the, the irony, which most people don't understand, is that, they're sitting there smiling on the TV telling you like what it is and what you need to do. And they're just your best friend. They love you. But they're all just misleading you. And that's the information war. And who knows how many of them are, playing a part, and that they are being real. Like I've talked about this before. You don't know for sure how many of these people are really asleep and clueless, and how many people are doing it with a deviant intention. Like, it's hard to know. So, in the paperwork, though, it said that they were going to attack us with the powders, these powders that have these chemicals and stuff, that they were going to use frequency as a weapon. They were going to spray stuff up on us. That everything was exactly the stuff I've been saying. All the stuff I've been saying is what she just said, that is said in that paper. I didn't know this paper existed. I'm getting my stuff just like I didn't know that. I just knew that we needed to stay away from the water. I wasn't sure why. And I've seen more interviews, like, because that guy's been under attack. And so he's showing evidence. And in reports, like, one of the things, the fecal matter of the people who are dying and what they're checking for, and they all have some type of venom in it. So, yeah, where are they getting it? How? That's the thing, is that's why I keep speaking out, is so people can put it together, put the pieces together for themselves. Just like one of the girls who was watching this, all of a sudden was like, oh, I'm having some of those reactions, so. She's thinking, maybe she's got this or that, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's other people having this reaction. So, a lot of people think it's something going on with them, but no, we're under attack. And that's what it said in this paper, that they were going to attack us like this. It's more sophisticated technology using frequencies and chemicals and in powder form and stuff to conquer us, to kill us off. Well, and the thing that's really horrible, and, when I used to talk about that, and I said, there's no way I'm getting one, because that's just slowly killing us. Well, that's what they're doing. They're slowly killing us so that we stay on medicine and stuff. They're keeping us sick. And that is why it's so important for us to start learning about our own power. It doesn't mean like how these people are like, well, you just be a high vibration and you can just, it goes away. They said in the documents, NASA said themselves, 100% of the people will be affected by this. They go through all their stuff, and they said 100%. And that's why I keep trying to tell people, don't think because you didn't get this that you're all in the clear. You're the pure blood, because it's not true. They're coming for us. They're coming for us all. They don't have a specific group that they love more than the other. They have, they have a plan. And I can see their plan. I mean, I can see their plan. I know what they're doing. And some of it, it just sounds crazy when I start telling people, that they're trying to turn us into droids. They're trying to take control over consciousness and trap it into an AI, because there's a natural world and an unnatural world. And this is what is the conflict right now. This is the separation. Which direction, which train are you going to go on? Are you going to go for the natural world, the natural God? Or are you going to go for this science is my God? I believe in AI, and I would like to live in a computer for the rest of my life. That's each person's individual choice. But that's the trains. That's the trains right there. That's the split where people are like, oh, it's the good and evil. Well, if you want to call it good or evil, it's just two different things. It's two different states of being. I'm going natural. I want my consciousness. I want to flourish. I don't want somebody to control it inside of a box. So, to each his own. And some people believe that gives them forever life. But I think if you're thinking that you have infinite life, if you are inside a computer, then you don't really understand about life. You don't really understand about energy. You don't really understand about consciousness, souls, Like, they're not being fully educated on the whole thing. So that's the thing that bothers me. Just like I just saw a thing. Oh, it was really, because I used to be pro-choice. And now that I understand that it is, it's not about that at all. Oh, it was a thing. I saw the person was going through all of the different products that have been found now to have fetal tissue. It goes way beyond this. Pepsi, Cheetos. I mean, like I said months and months and months ago, that they have been putting it in all of our food. There's so many people who think, oh, this tastes so good. And then when they come to find out it's baby body parts, it's going to, there's going to be a lot of stuff people are going to have to try to get over. Hard stuff and that. And, they all have the parameters built for them, of what's okay and good and bad. Everything's very structured. So it's a lot to break free from when you start processing all this information. And that's why it's good to have a strong spiritual connection to whatever your God is. If it's religion, I think religion is going to shatter apart because there's just division created in with religion. It's not all inclusive, It's very structured and controlled, and I think that is going to be something that goes with, politics and all of that. So, there was another thing too. So I keep seeing so many things that things are coming out, but when I see this stuff that's confirmation for me, like when I'm getting told something, because it feels like really vulnerable when you're going to say something. But when you know it in your heart and you can't see anything else, it's like, well, this is my reality and I'm speaking my reality. And I believe that they are poisoning us 100% all the time. I believe that is why there's cancers. I believe that is why, people have become accepting of certain diseases because we've been taught, they're doing everything they can. Oh, just donate a little bit more of your money. The millionaires, they're having a good time. They're flying around on, they got to fly their jets over to their yachts so they can have a vacation. So they're busy, but I know you guys are working hard, but if you just give a little bit more, it's just like they just suck humanity out of human beings. They just suck the life out of it. Just give. Do you see how that, I remember when I had talked about that, I coughed like a few weeks ago. I said, I have to keep clearing my throat. I think now I'm putting that together with it, especially when I heard that woman. I totally would say, go read those papers. I can't share it again on here because it was one of those that got me suspended. So I'm not going to share any more of those people's things because it's chancy. I can get taken down again. And the second time the first time it's a week you are suspended. The second time it's 2 weeks. And the third time you lose your channel for good. So, I gotta be careful. Especially because we're just getting started with this, Fuck. What if it even goes on 20 more years? Oh my God. It just shows the stubbornness of mankind, But ego has been so fed here. Drain the battery and feed the ego. Egos are just, each person has to want to have better for themselves. Each person has to know the role they play in their own lives and stuff. There's just a lot for people to learn. That's why I said there's so many different spiritual people and people waking up and stuff speaking out. Because there's always someone to speak to. There's always, it's just like you keep putting a hand out to help somebody else. And, and then they can put a hand out and help somebody else. Because we have to spread this worldwide. It has to. That's the awakening. That's the changing into the age of love. And we don't want to be stuck in the age of light forever. Like, people have got to wake up and heal. So I'm going to keep speaking out and saying this stuff that I, hear and stuff like that. And I had seen another woman a while back speaking out And that was the first time, and this wasn't the same woman. And that's the first time I had heard about that 2050 or something. And I swear she lived in Sacramento or something. And they were like a beta testing ground for these things. And they put them on everybody's house. And it was kind of like the towers, and they made everybody get them. And if you didn't pay for them, then you get in trouble. And they said it was necessary, just all this stuff that they did and said, and how sick it was making everybody. But see, that's what they always do. They do these confined experiments, and the people don't realize that they're in that experiment, and then you tell other people, and other people aren't going through it, so they just think you are crazy. But so she was trying to get something changed about those that make it where you didn't have to have them on your house or something. I can't remember, but she was the one I saw talking about that 2050 or 2030 agenda or something. And I don't remember which president wrote it. I don't know. I keep hearing Kissinger so much lately. He was a big part of some of the bad stuff, but so was Eisenhower. There was a lot of them. And no telling how much pressure each of them. I mean, when you're standing by yourself and you're getting pressure from all these powerful people, you're kind of stuck, because it's the powerful people that have been running this world the whole time. They are the ones in control. I mean, they'll kill you if you don't do what they say. And it's the only way that we're getting to break free from this is because we're all waking up. It's the power of the people. It's the power behind numbers. And, but anyways, we just got to keep, trying to get people to wake up. And, I was going to say, so when she was talking about that paper is the first time that I had heard anything about the, I think that's when I heard where she was talking about the climate change and how it was just an agenda, to like a campaign just to get more money out of us. I think that was what she was talking about. But then I've heard that 2030 or 2050 agenda a few different times. And that might have been what that woman was holding. But she was going through and reading exactly what it said. And it was saying just like what I was saying. This frequency is a definite attack on us. They are using the frequency. It's not in my head. It's not in anybody else's head. It is a direct weapon that they are using, and they even say that we won't understand the technology that they're using against us. Well, luckily there's a lot of weirdos like me who are out there looking for information, and, we knew about this technology before they used it on us, and we can go out there and sound crazy to some people, but eventually everybody's going to find out that it was true. It was never crazy. So, I swear so many times when I'm feeling really ultra crazy, I just think about David Icke. Okay, he did this for 20 years. 20 years people laughed at him and didn't listen to him and made fun of him. And now look. So, it's risky when you know stuff and you speak out about it, but when you have something speaking in your heart and your inner knowing, trust it. Trust your soul. It's in that connection, when we all have inner awareness and inner knowing, and there is something to us all sharing it that moves us forward. So I think that was all I was going to say. It seems like there's a whole bunch of stuff, but today is really, really hard. And somebody went into my comments and they said that they had just sprayed over them and then it rained and now they're having such horrible symptoms. And I said, I think that it seems because they just did that here. And then I went outside and there's this powder everywhere. And I said, they bring out the sun. So we all come out like, oh, it's a nice day. Let's go outside. And then you breathe it in and then right away they come with the rain again. But you breathe in all that stuff. It goes and gets on Stella. I try and keep her to not go out on. But I mean, it kind of sucks because when it's raining, as the chemicals coming down, it gets on her coat. I dry her off and stuff, but still, I mean, and then you go out and the dry chemicals are there and then they're going to get on them. And I know that's where I get the sound, because when I very first started noticing, I kept thinking I had become allergic to Stella. I was like, what is going on? Whenever she comes around me, my eyes get puffy and watery. My throat gets dry and scratchy. And was like, maybe I've got allergies to dogs now. And then when Winston was being sick and he was going to the vet so much, and he always had a skin issue. He was always getting treatment for skin allergies and stuff. And this vet said, you need to take him in and give him baths a couple times a week to wash all of the pollutants off of him, or all the stuff, all of the allergens. She said all of the allergens off of him. And I was thinking about something. It was something I was relating to those with Winston and the allergy thing. I don't know. I just feel so spaced out. I can't even believe it. But I do think that when they do come in and spray and drop this stuff, that either they turn it up or the chemicals make it more intense. Like, how like you could use frequency and, see, I'm not, I understand science, what they're teaching because, I got a degree in it, but the whole thing with how, I don't understand about everything with physics and stuff like that. So, and chemistry. So if you took water and then if you did a vibration and then you put chemicals on top of that, but see, we still have an exterior absorbing thing. So if you put something to absorb it and it was shaking it at a certain vibration, it can make everything feel more intense, I would think, because I don't know. I think there's a lot of studies out there. I think there's even more and more being done all the time on how frequency affects different things and water and, especially who knows what all these toxins that they're putting on us. And we know it's individual. It's not all the same because of the water thing. Did I already say that too about the water thing? That I saw that a lady who interviewed him because, I think I said that, and they were finding it all in all these different people's fecal tests when they died or something. It must be something in the autopsy all showed the venom in it. So, but anyways, I just know that we need to try and get to living clean, getting more in touch with nature. If you want to go in that direction, if you want to go in the other direction and, risk the future of putting your consciousness into something that someone else controls, because if it's not a natural birthed avatar, there's something you don't have control over. So yeah, I wouldn't do it, but I'm going natural. So there's lots of people having a lot of symptoms and stuff. And I keep thinking, I got to look up ones for the eyes. But go in and look up your symptoms for old natural remedies. What used to be that people would use. They weren't dealing with these same toxins and stuff. So you're still just treating your symptoms until we actually get rid of the toxin that's causing it. So, eventually, I don't know how long this can go. I mean, Jesus Christ, maybe Joe's going to play out the whole 4 years. Who knows? Oh, I swear to God, there's no telling what they're going to do. It's like it has to get more and more absurd. Oh, I'll leave you with this one, too. I keep seeing this, and this guy explained it really well. So there keeps being, I'm sure other people have seen the footage of the dashes up in the sky with the plane going and turning it on, leaving it, and then turning it off, turning it on, turn it off. And so it's a very split line. And so I guess the people who argue with, oh, they're not spraying us. That's just the whatever, the exhaust of the plane. And so the person was like, well, you don't turn a plane off midair so that you have no exhaust. There's no way to do that. It is something that they're shooting out of the plane on purpose. And I mean, it's creating these weird atmospheric, strange clouds and the rain. It's part of the weather manipulation. It's part of the technology that's hidden from us. So anyways, any of the symptoms, just look for natural remedies, and think of going more towards natural. The more cleaner the food, if you can grow your own and do your own soil and all of that stuff, then you would be doing better. And it's just getting the more you get to your natural state of being, we are nature. We are part of nature, but we have to make this decision right now as humanity of which direction you want to go, and that's kind of like, which God do you want to follow? But that's where people have to bring it to the surface and look at it for themselves and understand it. Before that, it just sounds like a bunch of words that they can't put together. So anyways, I wanted to share that because every time I see some sort of confirmation, I get so excited. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I know it's right, but it's always nice when you hear somebody give you confirmation. So anyways, just keep taking care of yourself. And I think anybody who's listening to me at this point is choosing nature. So we'll just keep talking about that, how to get cleaner living, how to live healthy, how to heal, how to connect, because, I think that's the beautiful direction to head towards. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.